tourist town known for its hot springs and ski slopes. But it is also one of the scariest haunted places in Japan. Japan, known for its hot springs and cultural heritage, is a popular tourist destination for people from all over the world. Akita Prefecture, located in the northwestern corner of the main island, is somewhat lesser known compared to the popular tourist spots such as Tokyo or Kyoto. But Akita Prefecture is famous for its onsens, which means hot springs, and ski slopes. Here in Akita, snow falls until April, and the snow quality is highly regarded among avid skiers. Oga is a small tourist town with population of less than 30,000, located on the Oga Peninsula in the northwestern Akita Prefecture. Oga relies heavily on its tourism and has many attractive hotels and hot spring resorts formed around the hot springs and ski slopes. But one of its well-known hotels cater to not human, but spirits. Akita Prefecture is known to have many mountains. It also snows until April, and the water quality is excellent. Thanks to this, many hot spring villages are formed all around the Akita Prefecture. Each of these villages has its own charms. Some are newer, with modern facilities. Some have outdoor hot springs along the valleys of the volcanic mountains. Some have older buildings that goes back several hundred years. During the 1960s and 70s, several newer hotels popped up as the area became more developed. Oga Prince Hotel was one of those hotels. Opening in 1969, Oga Prince Hotel is located on the seaside of the Oga Peninsula. 6 stories in total, the hotel overlooked the blue seas. On the top floor of the hotel, the guests could enjoy the hot springs while looking out to the sea. So why is this hotel now abandoned? Although quite popular when it first opened, the Oga Prince Hotel suffered declining business for some reason and had closed its doors in 1981. Normally, when a hotel of this size closes down, especially one in such a prime location, another owner would take over the hotel business with new management and some remodeling, or the building would be torn down to make way to a new construction. But somehow nobody would take over the Oga Prince Hotel. Failing to find a new owner, the building was left abandoned. As time passed, this building became more and more dilapidated and started to take on eerie and chilling atmosphere. It attracted vandals and homeless, so the villagers wanted this eyesore demolished. Then, why is the building still standing? According to the land records, the building was owned by a company in Minato Ward, Tokyo. Naturally, to demolish the building, permission from the owner was required. But despite repeated attempts over the years, the local government of the Akita Prefecture couldn't establish contact with the company. There were rumors suggesting that the owner might be involved in illegal activities, and that the company is a paper company made as a cover for his illicit business. These rumors remained unverified. But when the residents visited the company's office in Minato Ward, they found the company's address had been closed off for several years. So, even though the Oga residents desperately wanted the hotel gone, the owner couldn't be located, leaving them in a bind. So the building remained standing, and the mystery continued to surround it. And slowly it became one of the well-known haunted buildings in Japan. Then why has this once popular tourist hotel become known as a haunted building? There was a reason why this hotel started to suffer declining business. It is said that one of the guests went into the spa while drunk and drowned in the hotel. Although this story was never verified, once such rumor started to circulate, the hotel became less and less popular with the visitors. This started the downward spiral of the business, and finally, the hotel's owner took his own life in the hotel. And the hotel closed its doors in 1981. Then, 2 years after the hotel closed, in 1983, there was a big earthquake in Akita Prefecture. And the empty hotel became a makeshift morgue for the bodies of the victims. It was a large empty building with several rooms, so it may have been an ideal place for such purpose. These stories upon stories finally turned this hotel into a well-known ghost spot. And of course, these stories continued. In 1997, 16 years after the hotel closed, a burnt body of a woman is found in the 3rd floor of the building. There was also a story of a family taking their own lives in this abandoned building. The locals and visitors started to tell the story of seeing shapes in the building or suffering accidents after having visited the spot. Then, in the late 1990s, ghost hunting and exploring haunted places became popular subjects of TV programs in Japan. And at that time, a TV station decided to film an episode of one such haunted places program at the Oga Prince Hotel. During the preparation, the director of the program decided to call an onmyoji, which is a traditional Japanese shaman, to accompany him for a filming at the location. This onmyoji was the one who had been involved in several previous episodes of the program. But when the onmyoji saw the picture of the place, unlike in the previous visits, he asked the director to call an exorcist to accompany them as well. So the director put together a small team of minimal number of filming crew, the onmyoji, the exorcist, and the director himself. But after they arrived at Oga, the cameraman got into an unexpected accident and could not go into the hotel. Due to the filming schedule, it was decided that the director himself will handle the camera. But when the bus carrying the group was nearing the hotel, the onmyoji suddenly asked the director to turn the car around. Despite the staff's efforts to change his mind, the onmyoji absolutely refused to be part of the filming. The staff were frustrated, but decided to leave the onmyoji out and continue on with the remaining team. Then, once they arrived at the hotel building, the exorcist warned the staff repeatedly not to stay inside the hotel more than 10 minutes. This was, of course, too short of a time for the filming, but the director and staff became uneasy of the onmyoji and the exorcist's warnings. So they decided to film what they need as quickly as possible. Once they got inside, the hotel interior was actually unremarkable. It was just an old abandoned building, not too different from other locations they filmed before. They finished the day's filming without any event. Feeling somewhat disappointed, the director asked Exorcist whether he saw anything special. Then the exorcist pointed to the hotel and said all of the windows and the rooftop are filled with spirits. The director took the exorcist's words as nothing more than occult mumbo-jumbo and thought nothing more of it. But when the staff took a look at the day's footage back at the editing room, the audio director heard conversations of people whose voices did not belong to any of the filming crew. Some say the Oga Prince Hotel is related to the death of a popular TV onmyoji Aiko. Aiko is a known TV personality who appeared on TV programs that would visit famous haunted places in Japan and perform Japanese shaman ritual to ward off the spirits. There was one place Aiko declared she could not perform the ritual, and that was the Oga Prince Hotel. Furthermore, after visiting the Oga Prince Hotel, Aiko died shortly after. And people believed that the visit to Oga Prince Hotel played a part in her sudden and untimely death. The most dangerous spot in the Oga Prince Hotel is said to be the spa floor where the guest had drowned while the hotel was still in business, and the 3rd floor where the burnt body of a woman was discovered. Even many ghost hunters and YouTubers tell the story of seeing eerie shapes on the 3rd floor. For example, there is a story of a 28-year-old man. He grew up in Oga hearing the scary stories about the building. He decided to have a haunted house excursion at the Oga Prince Hotel. When he went to the building, he unexpectedly saw an elderly woman near the entrance. Thinking she was a neighbor, the man decided to ignore her and went inside. But when he went up to the third floor, he saw the woman again in the hallway of the third floor. This was the same elderly woman who, just moments before, was standing outside the entrance. Realizing that the elderly woman could not possibly have come up to the third floor faster than himself, the man ran away from the Oga Prince Hotel and vowed never to return there. The spa floor is another notorious spot in the hotel. Apart from the story of the drowned visitor, there is another reason. On the spa floor, there is a red chair. According to the stories, whoever sits on that red chair ends up committing suicide later on. According to the onmyoges and exorcists who went to the hotel, there are about 200 souls floating inside. And each of the onmyoges and exorcists say they cannot do anything to remove them. The hotel is a popular destination for ghost hunters and YouTubers. Of course, the building is closed and off limits, but there are thrill seekers who visit these forbidden places. But whoever is thinking of visiting these haunted places should be careful. You may end up becoming the victim of the unkindly spirits yourselves.